Welcome back to the channel. I have another unboxing for you here, so let's just get right to this. Hope you all had a happy new year. I know I did. It is 2024. And I'm excited about this right here, this knife I'm getting in. So what can I say about the knife industry right now? A lot of things are going on in the knife industry that just don't speak to me. Let's just put it that way, okay? So, for whatever reason, and this knife right here, I think is going to be something that I'm interested in. So, here we go. As you see in the description, what this is, it's a TRM Atom. I was watching a video on Christmas Eve, and somebody talked about TRM, and it reminded me of this. Oh wow, here we go. Three Revers Manufacturing. Isn't that beautiful? Let me just shut up for a second. Oh, nice. All right. Feels like a good weight there. Extremely sharp. All right. Wow. TRM Atom. That does feel good. So it feels thin right off the bat. Let me just go ahead and let's take a look. So here's your box, right? A warranty information box. All right, let's put this aside. Get back to this. Wow. Let's just soak this in for a second. Here's that their trademark. Is that what you call it? It's very nice. Let's flick this thing. Whew, that felt good. And let's see. Ooh, yeah, feels sharp. So this is I like a larger knife. Anybody that knows this channel, if you've been following this channel, I'm more of like perfect knife size for me is 8¼ inches, give or take. So anywhere between let's call it 7.5 to 9 inches is where I like to play. So I saw this knife and let's see, are we on camera? Yes, we are. This knife measured, I think it was over 8 inches. Yes. So it's, this measures just about 8 inches overall. It looks like a slight hair over 8 inches. So I saw that and I'm like, yeah, I like a bigger knife. I knew it was thin, and it feels thin. So this is a unboxing, obviously, and first impressions. I purposely didn't do a lot of review watching on this knife. I wanted to really be surprised by it. But so I knew it was thin, but it doesn't feel super thin. I mean, I wish it had a little more girth to it. Here's like my paramilitary 2 with the Flightanium scales. So that's, thicker in the center. So I like that. But, this doesn't feel bad at all. And, the blade stock is really thin. Look at that. Was that a stone wash? It's beautiful. Let's see. We got some paper in here. Some packing paper. Let's go ahead and usually this is pretty flimsy paper. It should have a difficult time cutting this. So if it goes through pretty easy, I think that's a great sign, right? Oh, that does feel good. Whew. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. They are not kidding. Whoa, man. You know what? That is impressive. So there's a little hang up right there, but that can definitely be the paper. I mean, this paper, I was surprised that it had any kind of success cutting through this paper. So that this edge here is frayed. So yeah, it was just getting caught started on the frayed edge. Man, that is nice. So I made a promise to you all on this channel. I'm going to start doing some more cutting tests. I'm not really sure exactly what kind of test I'm going to do. If you watch this video and you want to see, tests from me, why don't you comment down below what kind of test you're talking about? Cardboard cutting? Would it be like, just give me ideas of what do you think would be a good test. So and not have me damage my knives completely. But I don't mind dulling it and sharpening it because I use my knives. Anyway, all right. Thanks again. So let's getting back to this knife. So this is interesting. It has like a real pronounced texturing here, and it almost feels like steel, which I don't think it is. But I like how there's a contrast between this smooth, kind of warm metal, and then this liner. It's a liner lock. This texturing of this liner lock. I like that contrast right there. The opening is real nice. You can really get to that. I like that a lot. And I mean, I like a liner lock over a frame lock, quite honestly, because with a frame lock, when you grip it, you're putting pressure on the thing that's keeping that blade open. So when you have a liner lock, you have a covering over that. This does feel good. All right, so there's no jimping here, which that don't bother me. So this is going to be an EDC knife. So, and now that we've measured this, so this is going to be an EDC knife. So you'll have different requirements for a knife like this, and hopefully I'll get back to that later. So let's just finish the measurements here, and I'm going to get rid of this background. So we said it's 8 inches altogether. The stock is 3.5 inches for the blade, and then 3.25 inches. Excuse me, 3.5 inches for the stock material, and 3.25 for the cutting edge. I think that's it. Let's get rid of this background now. All right. Thanks for joining me. Man, I'm excited about this knife. And you know, it's got a plain pocket clip, but I actually like that. You know, these fancy knives with these milled pocket clips, they all suck, right? So this one looks like it's going to work pretty good. I like that it has such a wide gap there, and the screws. Let me see if I can. Okay. The screws are recessed, so when you get this over your pocket, that's going to fit well. I mean, I carry a knife and I use a knife, so I am looking for function and form, but you know, function over form in particular. And these clips usually just work a lot better than the milled clips. But again, this first impression, you obviously see me taking this take this out of the box, so I have not. I don't know if it works or not. So I'm just telling you what my impressions are. So it looks like a very deep carry knife, which is awesome. Oh, and yeah, let me tell you the story about this. So Christmas Eve, I'm watching videos, YouTube videos, and not only do I make videos, I watch them. And somebody talked about TRM, and it reminded me, oh, that's right. There's this company out here that they have these great looking knives that I can never find, available. And so I went as a hoot and checked it out, and sure enough, there was everything was available, and I just bought this one. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to buy this one. And then they had a thing where if I applied for credit card, they gave me $50 off. So it was a great Christmas gift, and I got a little bit of a discount on it, and I felt good about that. And so here it is. So this is my first Three Rivers Manufacturing knife. I like that. So it's not as heavy. Let me see, do I have my scale here? Hold on. All right, found my scale. So I typically like a pretty heavy knife. So I'm not going to lie, 6.5 ounces is a pretty good knife for me. 4.2 ounces, that's good. It's not bad. I like it. Is it too much for a lot of people? Probably. I don't know a lot of people, so. And 118 grams. So, I mean, it feels good in the hand. It feels substantial. I like this texturing. I hope it doesn't tear up my pocket, but it doesn't feel like it will because it feels somewhat chamfered. The corners here. I mean, this is not Les George kind of chamfering, but it's pretty good. The sharpest ends are like right here now. This end right here. This is amazing milling work. I don't know how they do that. You can tell it goes from smaller pattern, gets wider and wider and wider. So this is definitely an EDC knife. You're not going to go and baton, wood with this thing, create feather sticks and whatnot. So what else? So this knife came in. I think it was like $380, and they make G10 versions. I think the cheapest Atom I think is around $210, something like that. But the nice thing about these knives also is that these two screws are just holding on the scale. So if you were to take these two screws off, just the scale would pop off, and then underneath would have the rest of the screws holding this knife together. So you can quick swap out the scales. There's a lot of options there. I would imagine this one you would have to take these screws out too. But why would you change the scales on this one? This is beautiful. This is just really amazing. So thumb studs. Oh, and this is also the new thumb stud edition. So now that I'm looking at it, you can tell they have like these almost like a Devo hat. The musical band Devo, they wore a hat that had like cones, one on top of another. And then, so it is very comfortable. Yeah, let's check it out. So I can't tell you what the old ones felt like, but these feel great. But the old ones, everybody had the O-rings on them, the rubber O-rings, and yeah, you don't need that with these. And plus, it doesn't have the same design. Like the other one had a rim. The old thumb stud had it was wider at the rim, and then in the center it was thinner, and they could put the O-rings around there. So this is thicker to thinner. There's no waste in the center. So let's see, drop shut. Is it drop shut? No. So this is going to be on on washers, if I remember correctly. Yep, it's definitely on washers. Let's check out the no double clutch. From what I understand, that you play with this thing and it's going to become glassy smooth. I mean, already that kind of like dropped down. I mean, I love a washer knife, so it doesn't feel like there's a double clutch. Let's see, where's the detent ball? So yeah, detent ball is right by the tang. So like right here, right there, you're already on a detent ball. So that's great. I can't tell if there's internal milling or not. This is a nice knife. I think it's a nice size. All right, let's do a size comparison to some familiar knives. So let's just start off closed. So that's the Paramilitary 2. This has aftermarket scales, but I don't think it makes it any longer. So here's the Para 3. So it's smaller than the Paramilitary 2, bigger than the Paramilitary 3. Here's a Sebenza 31. So, I mean, hopefully, I'm trying to pick out knives that are people should know about. And then XM18. So they all, okay. So these three look about the same size. When you get into this range, is a quarter of an inch going to matter? I mean, not to me. So if it matters to you, and that's fair, I mean, you're the knife buyer, right? Then it matters to you. But I mean, I can't tell you. This one is definitely thinner than all three of these, and everything on the table. Actually, I mean, you can't really see it, but that's nice. I mean, I like the thinness. I got big hands. I got double XL hands, and my hand fits on the whole knife, and it feels comfortable. Thank God it doesn't have sharp corners, because if it had sharp corners, this would be wouldn't feel good in my hands, especially because it's so thin. I think it feels good. I like a thicker knife. Don't get me wrong, but this is a very nice knife, and there's no complaints there. I really can't say that's a complaint. I mean, me wishing it was thicker, right? All right. So that was closed, and then open. Let's just say the blade efficiency. Some of these knives, like and we'll talk about blade efficiency for a second. I'll see if I can make a coherent statement here. Sometimes it's hard to make a coherent statement for me. Yeah, so you'll see with this knife, the handle is so much longer than the blade, right? So we said that these three knives were the same size. So let's see how long the blades are. And these two have the similar blade length. I thought this might, there's really nothing going on here. I thought I was going to, I mean, there's slight differences here in terms of efficiency, but there's no clear winner here. Just basically what I'm trying to say is this is an average size knife versus, these other larger knives, except it's thinner. This is definitely thinner. It's thinner and it's classy. I don't know. It's almost like a gentleman's knife, except it's big. Yeah, I mean, I missed the boat on this. Everybody, has been talking about how great this is. Again, like I like heavier duty knives, but there is a need for something of this size. And like I said, a lot of the knives nowadays are kind of boring me a little bit. I'll be honest with you. I'm trying to hang in there, keep myself interested in knives, and this is one of the ones that I was definitely interested in. It's the I'm into at this point. I'm into craftsmanship. Yeah, so this definitely feels good. Feels good in this position. I think you could choke it up a little bit. I just would be concerned about choking it up. And I'm not sure there's like a finger choil here because there's nothing protecting your finger from the edge of that knife, and that's pretty darn sharp. So your fingers are kind of far away from the edge. You can get closer, but it feels good. I don't feel a hot spot there at all. That feels really good. Let's see. I got some cardboard here. This box. See if it cuts this box pretty good. I hear good things about this knife. Yeah, that's a nice slicey knife. It's a real thin stock to it. I don't have a lot of room here. I mean, it looks kind of awkward. Like I said, I'm gonna do some knife cutting tests. I just got to figure out how to set up the angle of the knife and what to cut. And I certainly don't want to tear up my knives to get 300 views. But yeah, it'd be nice. At the end of the day, if you're gonna be like a guy that's looking to see if a knife would last in a working environment, I'll never be able to give you that information. So sorry, man. I like this though. Let's listen to that detent here. Okay, well, it's pretty late. It sucks it in pretty late there. I that's not good or bad. It's fine. It is what it is. Let's look at the centering. Centering's dead on. The blade stock is thin. Yeah, I like the way this feels in the hand. It definitely feels good. It feels. I don't know. I do like that thinness too. I mean, I personally prefer a thicker knife, but there are times when I like the thinness. Like I like the Hinder Eclipse 3-inch, and it's thin like this, and it's just for some reason it feels good and compact. Anyway, this is a first impression, so who knows? I mean, who knows how I'll feel about it next week? I'll start carrying it. The main thing with me is a knife has to carry well. If it doesn't carry well in a pocket, I'm just not going to carry it. So this looks like it's going to be a great knife. It's It's going to carry well. It's going to go in and out of the pocket real nice. It's going to hopefully hide in the pocket. So we'll see. It's not really canted, so that's what I was looking for, but it's not really straight down, but we'll find out. It's beautiful, though. How many of you guys have this knife? Yeah, so it doesn't like to go down beyond that point initially, but it's just brand new. It is going to completely wear in, so I'm absolutely not worried about that at all. Just pointing it out. It's pretty smooth right now. Just hung up a little bit in there. All right, well, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you guys do. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Like the video, please. Leave a comment. Check out my huge playlist. Got a lot of stuff in there. All right, love you all. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.